The Omicron variant now in the U.S. Find out how and where local health officials say you can get your booster shots as demand for them skyrockets.
Plus, an alleged Michigan school shooter is identified and charged. Also tonight, an update on the victims.
And a local church could be demolished, and church leaders are not only okay with it, they're pushing for it. We'll tell you why. News 3 Now at 10 starts right now. And thanks for joining us tonight. Health officials are urging people not to panic after the announcement that a new coronavirus variant has been discovered now in the U.S.
Today, the U.S. has joined the growing list of nations with the confirmed Omicron infection. The new coronavirus strain was found in San Francisco in a fully vaccinated patient who returned from a trip to South Africa on November 22nd. The individual is not seriously ill and is now self-quarantining.
You really can't take anything away from a single patient. We feel good that this patient not only had mild symptoms, but actually the symptoms appear to be improving.
As a way to get ahead of this variant, top U.S. government officials are considering stricter testing for travelers. According to multiple sources, officials are considering requiring everyone who enters the country to be tested for COVID the day before their flight and having all travelers be tested again after returning home, regardless of vaccination status. But so far, no final decisions have been made.
So with uncertainty around the Omicron variant and the holiday season here, many are trying to get their booster shots right now. But local pharmacies are running low on doses. And as our Christina Laurie found out, booking appointments weeks out.
Hi, I'm calling to schedule an appointment for a booster shot.
The messaging is clear. If you're due for your booster, don't wait.
Do you have any appointments available next week?
But many people, myself included, are finding they have no other choice, with Dane County pharmacies like Hy-Vee, Walgreens, and CVS all booking appointments an average of 2 weeks in advance.
We don't anticipate that changing either. We know that people are going to continue to be looking for boosters, especially now that everyone 18 and older is eligible.
Madison's public vaccination site at the Alliant Energy Center hasn't been any better. Public Health Supervisor Sarah Hughes says appointments have been hard to find since the CDC approved booster mixing and matching before Thanksgiving. Since then, nurses have been vaccinating more than 200 people a day, most by appointment.
Just keep looking using the Vaccine Finder website online. That can be really helpful as well.
Sarah's referring to the search tool on Public Health Madison and Dane County's website. On it, you can find when boosters are available, where, and book a free ride to and from your appointment.
What I would suggest that we do in Dane County would be to continue to get people vaccinated who are not vaccinated. Also, which will include our children. Make sure that we get our flu shots for this coming flu season, which we're starting to see a little bit of influenza starting.
Even if that appointment isn't for a few weeks, SSM Health Dr. David Ottenbaker recommends you take it. And in the meantime, be patient, persistent.
All right, I'll call back. Thank you.
And don't.
I think it's a matter of being cautious, but certainly would not suggest that we should panic.
In Madison, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
And as we learn more about the variant and any potential fallout, be sure to stay with News 3 Now and channel3000.com for the latest news and information.
Let's get a look at our certified most accurate forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
Well, the first day of December was a mild one, and in fact, it's still pretty mild out here tonight thanks to some cloud cover and winds that are out of the west and southwest. The time lapse from the WISC sky cam shows clouds from much of the day. We did have a few light rain and snow showers very early this morning, but much of the day was just dry with just a little sunshine mixed in as well. On Doppler track, there are some showers to our north. It looks like there are some showers over southwestern Minnesota. These have been weakening as they push to the south and east. It's possible there could be a stray sprinkle or two overnight, but it shouldn't amount to very much. High temperatures today were pretty mild by December standards. 50 degrees the high in Madison, 52 in Janesville, 51 in Boscobel and in Prairie du Chien, and 50 in Lone Rock were some of the warmer readings around. But you can see the current temperatures are still pretty close to those levels. We're at 48 in Madison and in Janesville, and still 50 in Prairie du Chien and in Boscobel. By tomorrow morning, we'll only drop to about 43 degrees. Look for a partly sunny, breezy, and mild day tomorrow with a high temperature of 50 again, but we will start turning a little colder, and there are some signs that we could see some accumulating snow in our future. I'll have more on that in just a few minutes.
In Michigan tonight, we now know the name of the alleged gunman who opened fire inside a high school yesterday. Oakland County prosecutor Karen McDonald identified him as 15-year-old Ethan Crumbly. He made his first appearance in court today. There was a vigil tonight for the victims at a nearby church in Clarkston. The sheriff's office says the rampage began when the sophomore emerged from a bathroom with a semi-automatic gun and started firing at random. The suspect's father purchased the gun just 4 days before the shooting.
We have recovered 30 spent shell casings at this point by processing the scene, meaning he fired more than 30 shots.
The sheriff says the teen suspect and his parents are refusing to cooperate with the investigation. Here are the charges brought against Crumbly today. 1 count of terrorism causing death, 4 counts of first-degree murder, 7 counts of assault with intent to murder, and 12 counts of possession of a firearm during a felony. He pleaded not guilty and is being held without bond. And today we are learning another student has died from injuries sustained during the school shooting. According to Oakland County officials, 17-year-old Justin Schilling passed away in an area hospital today. His death raises the shooting's death toll to 4. 7 others were injured. The school district has closed all of its schools for the rest of this week as the community tries to deal with the tragedy.
For the first time, the Waukesha Christmas Parade suspect's mother is publicly addressing what happened. Darrell Brooks Jr. accused of killing 6 in the parade crash, injuring dozens of others. In the letter, Dawnwood says their family offers their condolences to all the victims and their families. She goes on to say Brooks did not come from a bad family, but instead has struggled with mental health since he was young. She says when he became an adult, he no longer had the insurance or financial means to continue his medication and counseling, leading to multiple run-ins with the law. Brooks has a decades-long criminal record that includes arrests for sexual abuse, drugs, battery, and domestic abuse. He's been in and out of jail. It was nearly 2 weeks ago when Brooks allegedly drove an SUV into the parade. 5 people died at the scene. A 6th, a child, died later. His mother says jail is not the answer and argues facilities need to be equipped with resources to address mental illness. You can find her full letter on our website, channel3000.com.
Tonight, we are also getting an update from Children's Wisconsin Hospital. It says 2 more patients have been discharged. 5 children remain in their care. 4 are in fair condition and 1 is in serious. After spending more than a week at Children's Wisconsin, a Waukesha student is now back home. Eric Teagues was playing trombone in the holiday parade when he was hit. He broke several bones, including a skull fracture and collapsed lungs. Volunteers built a ramp for Eric, and his dad hopes he won't have to use it for long. And on Capitol Hill today, Wisconsin's 2 U.S. Senators, Tammy Baldwin and Ron Johnson, both giving similar speeches on the floor today to honor the parade victims. Both senators also requested a moment of silence at the end of their messages to other lawmakers.
And tomorrow, the governor ordering flags to be flown at half-staff in honor of 8-year-old Jackson Sparks. He was one of the 6 victims who died from their injuries in the Christmas parade. His funeral set for tomorrow in Mukwonago. Madison Police Department unveiling a new text messaging line today. It's meant to help officers connect with the community. The service sends text messages to smartphone users who call 911 or the MPD's non-emergency line. Messages are automatically generated and a victim acknowledgement message will be sent explaining any ongoing investigations.
We recognize that the criminal justice system can be a little bit confusing and daunting, particularly to victims of crime, and so this is just another way to explain the next steps in the process.
MPD, the first agency in Wisconsin to use this technology, and those who use the service will be able to provide feedback through a story. Messages will not be sent if callers or officers are in immediate danger, such as a domestic disturbance or 911 hang-ups.
New details tonight about an incident during the Kyle Rittenhouse trial that got MSNBC banned from the courthouse. This morning, the Kenosha Police Department released this body camera video showing what led up to the ban. On November 17th, James Morrison was stopped by Kenosha police. They say he ran a red light while driving behind the bus, transporting the jurors. Morrison said he was an MSNBC employee and was instructed to follow them. In a statement, NBC described Morrison as a freelancer and denied he intended to contact or photograph the jurors. Facebook is also removing restrictions toward Kyle Rittenhouse. The social media giant says users are no longer limited from searching about about Rittenhouse or praising his actions. A court acquitted the teenager of all the charges, but a Facebook spokesman says the platform will still remove posts that applaud the killings that occurred.
Michael Gableman, the man in charge of running the legislature's investigation into the 2020 election, is personally calling out Madison and Green Bay's mayors today, accusing them in public testimony to the legislature of ignoring his subpoenas for more election information.
Eric Genrich and Satya Rhodes Conway have chosen to ignore the subpoenas issued by the Wisconsin Assembly because they have no intention of answering uncomfortable questions about how they ran their elections and what they did with the millions of dollars Zuckerberg money they took.
Now, Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway had strong words for him in return, saying Madison turned over reams of documents, responded to numerous open records requests, and have said they're willing to provide testimony at a public legislative committee. She goes on to say, quote, "It's been clear all along that this is not a serious investigation. It's basically a temper tantrum by people who are upset with some of the results of the November 2020 election. Madison ran a safe, free, and fair election in the middle of the pandemic. It is time to move on."
An old church just 3 blocks from the state capitol could be soon demolished at the request of its staff. Tahlil Mohideen is live at St. John's Lutheran Church on East Washington to explain what leaders are proposing and why.
The redevelopment of this building is actually in its early stages, and only earlier tonight did project leaders meet with city staff to share their concept, and what they propose means in a few years this building and this property could be much larger. St. John's Lutheran Church staff say they're trying to address a community need.
We are currently working on this project to do one of the most substantial redevelopments of our site.
By tearing down a more than 100-year-old church and turning it into a 10-story mixed-use building.
Particularly targeting people who work in restaurants, retail, service sector jobs that are so important to the thriving of downtown Madison.
The first floor will house the church and provide more space for their existing partners, expanding their community service.
From our emergency fund, where we give away $40,000 a year in low-cost, small denomination amounts for rental assistance, transportation, etc., to providing free space for the Porch Light Overnight's men's shelter until the pandemic relocated it.
As for the remaining 9 stories, those will be home to more than 100 affordable housing apartments, meaning 85% of the homes will be reserved for people earning more than 60% of the county's median income.
I think it's important to highlight that this is not just a multifamily project with some low-income units, but really the goal for this development is to maximize the amount and availability of affordable housing.
Project leaders are hoping that'll mean they'll be granted an exception to the area's 8-story limit.
I anticipate that the fact that this proposal includes truly affordable housing, that those 2 bonus floors, as we sometimes call them, might have some support in the neighborhood and in Common Council. But we shall see.
Now, there are plans to preserve the character of this old church by utilizing stone elements and ideally repurposing some of the stained glass windows.
Tahlil, thank you. Still to come tonight, one of the most recognizable planes in the country makes an emergency landing at Dane County's airport.
Plus, an annual tradition on Capitol Hill continues tonight, getting into the holiday spirit. Stay with us.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Right now, get the chicken garlic pizza for just $12. Papa Murphy's.
With a Ford F-150 and an available Pro Power onboard generator, you're not just ready, you're holiday ready. Get a Ford F-150 with 0 for 60 and 500 retail bonus cash, plus complimentary maintenance when you sign up for Ford Pass Rewards. See your Ford dealer today.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? how biting into a hot-off-the-grill butter burger makes worries melt away, and how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time. Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
I was a Navy submariner for over 20 years. I spent a large portion of my life underwater. Service is about putting your country before yourself. But Senator Ron Johnson uses his office to serve himself. Ron Johnson passed a special tax break that benefited his family's business, then cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since he's been elected. That's not what service is about. Tell Ron Johnson to stop voting for tax laws that benefit himself.
This holiday season, give $50 or more to charity and receive $400 off stressless Mayfair recliners and office chairs. $200 off any stressless recliner and office chair. And $200 off each stressless sofa seat. Don't wait, it's time for stressless. Shop stresslessfurniture.com today.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Right now, get the chicken garlic pizza for just $12. Papa Murphy's.
It's true, small acts of kindness can really make a big impact. I'll show you what a cleaning business right here in the 608 is doing to help families facing cancer.
And your first storm forecast has temperatures in the 50s. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Today, UW Health is doing its part in recognizing the 33rd Annual World AIDS Day.
Members of the HIV Care and Prevention Program placed more than 800 individual red ribbons on Bascom Hill. Each one represents a person living with HIV in Dane County. Together, they form into the shape of one large red ribbon, a global symbol for people living with the disease. This year marks the 40th anniversary of HIV being identified in the U.S. In Milwaukee, the county's transit system is honoring civil rights legend Rosa Parks this year with its entire fleet. For the 6th year, MCTS will keep a seat open on every bus from today through Friday. On December 1st, 1955, Parks was arrested in Alabama after refusing to give up her seat to a white man. Each reserved seat will include a red rose and a special placard that features Parks' photo and a message about her courageous act.
New tonight, a U.S. Navy Blue Angel plane made an emergency landing at Dane County Regional Airport yesterday due to a reported hydraulic issue on board. An airport spokesperson says the F-18 landed, came to a rest at the intersection of two runways, temporarily closing them. One runway closed for 35 minutes, another for 45 minutes. A third runway stayed open the whole time, so there were no delays and no injuries were reported. FedEx and the Wisconsin Christmas Tree Producers Association making a difference for our veterans. The groups are loading up a FedEx truck filled with trees. This is outside Lambeau Field. It's part of the Trees for Troops program, which provides free farm-grown Christmas trees to our veterans and their families in all branches of the military. Through donations, sponsorships, grants, and volunteer work, these particular ones will go to families in Minnesota and South Dakota.
Our nation's military families sacrifice so much for our freedom. So this is just a small token appreciation that we can do to say thanks.
This year, FedEx Freight says it'll deliver more than 14,000 trees to military families stationed at 77 bases nationwide. Now, since 2005, Trees for Troops has delivered over 262,000 trees.
3, 2, 1, Michael!
Yay! That was House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and honorary tree lighter, 5th grader Michael Mavris, throwing the switch to light the Capitol Christmas tree tonight. It is a white fir from the Six Rivers National Forest in Crescent City, California. The fir is decorated with thousands of ornaments handcrafted by Californians to reflect this year's theme, 6 rivers, many peoples, one tree. The Clean Lakes Alliance wants to know when you think Lake Mendota will freeze this winter. If you guess right, you will win a $1,000 gift card to Land's End. In the 165 years it's been monitored, the entire lake is always frozen over. Last winter, the freeze was recorded on January 3rd. According to the data, the earliest freeze was on November 23rd, 1880. The latest freeze was on January 30th, 1932. You can find a link to the contest on channel3000.com.
And now with his prediction to the very minute, here's Chief. Just kidding, Gary. He's got our forecast, though. Staying a little bit warm, at least today.
Let's put it this way. The temperatures are above freezing. You're not worrying about the lake freezing over. Three things you need to know in the forecast. It's going to stay mild overnight. In fact, temperatures will stay above freezing. Normally, we should see low temperatures this time of year in the lower 20s and high temperatures in the middle to upper 30s. We're talking about temperatures today that were about 15 degrees above average, and tomorrow will be about the same, with high temperatures around 50. Now, we'll see a chance for some rain or snow showers tomorrow night, and then Friday, a little cooler, highs in the mid-40s. Saturday, a little colder, highs in the mid-30s. But we're back up to the low 40s on Sunday and down to the low 30s on Monday. That will set up some colder weather with the possibility for some accumulating snow on Tuesday of next week. Doppler track tonight, a little weather system to our west kind of zipping through with some light rain showers across parts of Minnesota. These are weakening as they push eastward. The air across Wisconsin is drier, so I can't rule out a couple of isolated sprinkles, but about 90% of us should stay dry. As we look at snow depth, there was a little bit of snow last night across parts of central Wisconsin. That's eroding away, but much of the upper Midwest right now is free of snow. That may change by next week. This is Tuesday, 6 a.m., according to Future Track, one of the longer-range computer models showing some light snow just west of the Mississippi River, overspreading much of southern Wisconsin by the afternoon and evening hours, continuing overnight. And then by early on Wednesday morning, the snow tapers to flurries and then eventually pulls away to the north and east. Now, a couple of long-range computer models, one of them shows more significant snowfall in the northern portion of the Midwest, the possibility for some heavy lake effect snows bringing perhaps up to a foot of snow over parts of the UP of Michigan. But here in southern Wisconsin, we're probably looking at a 1 to 3, maybe locally 4-inch snowfall. And the other longer range computer model shows pretty much the same thing, about a 1 to 2, maybe a 3-inch snowfall. So we're not looking at a major system here, but the models are in more agreement that we should see at least some accumulation as we head into Tuesday of next week, and that'll keep us cold for a couple of days after that. Today, no snow on the ground over much of the Midwest. You can certainly tell where the ground was free of snow. Temperatures 50s, 60s, even some 70s out to the west. The colder air with temperatures in the 30s were over the areas that did have some snow on the ground. But right now, the jet stream still pushed well to the north across much of the western portion of the country, and that's keeping temperatures milder than normal. Current weather map, there's a weak cold front to our north and west, bringing some breezy conditions here. Temperatures right now are still well into the 40s, even at 10 o'clock at night, and they'll probably only fall into the lower 40s by early tomorrow morning. So for tomorrow, look for a partly sunny, breezy, and mild day. High temperature back up at 50 degrees. 7 to 10 day forecast. Chance for a rain or snow shower tomorrow night. Down to 44 Friday, 36 Saturday. Sunday, a little bit milder, high of 41. Maybe some rain showers mixed with a few flakes of snow in the morning. Monday, we turn colder, and then that sets up the system on Tuesday with the potential for some accumulating snow. That will wind down on Wednesday. Temperatures will stay cold for a couple of days and maybe warm up toward the end of next week.
And just ahead in sports, the Badgers trying to pick up their first road win of the season. Could they grind one out in Atlanta against Georgia Tech? Find out next on News 3 Sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection serves all of Dane County and the surrounding communities. And with our new location in Monroe, we also proudly serve all of Greene County.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
At Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, the switch is always on. It guarantees the highest average payout percentage in the region. This leads to better odds and more wins than any place else around. Nobody messes with the switch.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
I became an orthopedic surgeon for a lot of reasons.
For a lot of reasons.
For a lot of reasons. To help you take walks again. To ease your pain.
To rebuild your strength.
and at every step along the way.
We take the time to answer all your questions.
We're here because we care.
We care about you.
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 They care about me.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare Orthopedics. Listening, healing, caring. It's in our nature.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV. And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
Are you okay?
Oh, it's just a cold. If you have high blood pressure, a cold is not just a cold. Unlike other cold medicines, Coricidin provides powerful cold relief without raising your blood pressure. Be there for life's best moments with Coricidin, now in sugar-free liquid.
$5 for the best kind of wings, paired with the best kind of celery sticks. Crinkle fries. Arby's, we have the meat.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for all your residential and commercial plumbing services.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Through the first 6 games of the season, the Badger men's basketball team looked pretty good. 5 wins and a Maui Invitational Championship, but now they have to do something they haven't done yet, win a game on the road in a hostile environment. Wisconsin taking on Georgia Tech in the Big Ten ACC Challenge, and Brad Davison was on fire. During the second half, he went on a 9-0 run by himself. That bucket puts the Badgers up 10. Tech, though, would come back, cut it to 1, but Stephen Crowell would have an answer. The hook shot puts the Badgers back up 3. They get the win 70-66. DeMarcus Cousins making his Bucks debut tonight against the Hornets. Milwaukee up 3 with 8 seconds left. LaMelo Ball splashes home the triple to tie the game up at 125. But he left too much time for Giannis. 6 seconds to go, and the big fella takes it to the rim for the win. 40 points tonight from Giannis. None bigger than those two. Bucks win 127-125. On the women's side, Wisconsin falls to Virginia Tech by 10 in their Big Ten ACC Challenge. Sydney Hilliard led the way for the Badgers with 16 points and 8 boards. The 2019 Big Ten Setter of the Year award was won by Sydney Hilly. She was also the 2020 Big Ten Setter of the Year winner. Today, the Badger senior completed the three-peat, taking home her 3rd straight Setter of the Year honor, which has never been done before in league history. Joining Hilly in the award fund, Yulia Orzel. The UW freshman was named the conference's Freshman of the Year, and Dana Retke made a little history, too, after being named first-team All-Big Ten for the 5th time in her career. It's no secret, Whitewater is a D3 football powerhouse. Take this season as an example. In their first 2 playoff games, the Warhawks have outscored their opponents 114-7. And that's in the playoffs. In the regular season, it was a similar story. 12 straight wins and a top 3 ranking and consistent success. Well, how are they doing it? Well, as cliche as it sounds, they're just focused on getting better each day.
Every player has a 1% goal that their assistant coach, or their position coach, selects for them. And when you have that, we call it the low-hanging piece of fruit in my game, that I can better today, go and make that your primary goal. When you do that, it's humble. You're teaching yourself to be humble, that there's things I can do better.
And after catching 43 passes for 417 yards and 2 touchdowns, Jake Ferguson has found himself on the All-Big Ten first team. The senior tight end and Josh Seltner were the only Badger representatives on the first team. Braylon Allen and Logan Bruss were tabbed second teamers. We're back after this.
Now at Century House. Give $50 or more to charity and receive $400 off stressless Mayfair recliners and office chairs, $200 off any stressless recliner and office chair, and $200 off each stressless sofa seat. Don't wait. It's time for stressless. Donate and save at the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
F-150 and an available Pro Power onboard generator, you're not just ready, you're holiday ready. Get a Ford F-150 with 0 for 60 and 500 retail bonus cash, plus complimentary maintenance when you sign up for Ford Pass Rewards. See your Ford dealer today.
On my travels across the country, I came across this house with water dripping from the ceiling. You never know when something like this will happen. So let the GEICO Insurance Agency help you with homeowners insurance and protect yourself from things like fire, theft, or in this case, water damage. Now, if I had to guess, I'd say somewhere upstairs there's a broken pipe.
GEICO. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance at geico.com.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special with our award-winning cave-aged Maurice cheese. Pick and save. Hey, you're right, we can't stop now. Let's take the special up a level with fresh, never frozen prime beef. Still not special enough? Add some surf to that turf with our sustainably caught seafood. Turn your taste buds up to 11 and have a doubly special holiday with Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Celebrate,
biggest sales of the year ends soon. The Thanksgiving sale at Slumberland Furniture. Get huge savings on already low prices, up to 50% off. Plus, see what's new, what's in stock, and save 25% on our great accessories. Give your home that special touch. Huge store-wide savings at the Thanksgiving sale at Slumberland Furniture. Hurry and soon. And for better sleep, come to Slumberland Sleep Solutions and see how easy it is now to shop for a mattress.
What's driving the truck driver shortage? Thursday at 6.
We're actually all on time. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.